I found myself trying out animation this week, and it's been really exciting. As a painter, you don't often see your work in a time-constrained format. Like, you don't see it from like beginning to end. You kind of see it all at once. You can back up from the whole thing to see everything. You know, that's something that we talk about in a drawing class all the time, is like, get away from your drawing so you can see it on a smaller scale. I can't do that this way. I have to like move my mind back a few frames or a few seconds in time. I am an observational artist, and I found that the temporal format for a animation makes a really great field of observation for me. I have so much more time. I've actually specifically 4 times as much, because I'm doing about 4 frames per drawing, 7 frames a second, and I've been doing 4 frames and kind of looping it. So it's an Instagram thing. I'm trying to make a loopable image. It kind of works like a GIF. Most social media platforms will take a image or take a video and just loop it, so it's good to have like something that flows back into where it was. So I just reverse my 4 frames. The last one I did, I was looking at a hand sanitizer bottle and just flipping open the cap. I can look for about 4 times as long as I normally do in one drawing or in one frame or pose. So I'm always drawing my hand, but this gives me a whole field of things that I can start relating across time rather than space. As an observational, perceptually driven painter, it's really exciting to be able to say, okay, so what does taking this shadow in this portion of my page and then juxtaposing it against this shadow as it moves, as the finger moves, there's something that happens to the edge of this palm that I have, and it becomes a really cool, complex drawing problem that you can't do without the multiple frames. There's color theory that's based on the reflection of light from certain fibers in woven like tapestries and different dyed fabrics. And what's really cool is that color theory depends on the time it takes your mind to process colors that are right next to each other. And I've found that this same process shares a lot with animation in the way that we perceive framed images, or like key-framed images. Each frame is a new image, but our mind puts it all together into motion, into 3-dimensional space. There's something really dimensional about time-based media, about video. You can see someone enter a room, you can see someone leave a room. There's something really Gestaltian about video as a concept, so the idea that you're missing something, you're missing a portion of what you were just seeing. So you're always seeing kind of the absence of the last image. The way that I am doing this differs from a lot of other hand-drawn animators in the sense that some animators, you might see the trail of their drawing. So people like William Kentridge or Don Hertzfeldt, that you might see the trail of what was once drawn. Whereas sometimes people will draw just layer on layer on layer, which is what I'm doing. So there's something that people have talked to me about before, because I've done video work in the past. Some people have pointed out that you kind of commandeer time. You force people to watch from beginning to end, whereas with an image, it's maybe a little less dogmatic than a video. So some of the still images you can see, you can choose how long you stand in front of it. You can say, oh wow, I love this painting. I'm going to stand here in this gallery, in this museum for an hour and just look at it. I might even pull out my sketch pad and draw. Or you can say, okay, cool, and then move on to the next one. When I'm in a museum, I tend to kind of sprint through the whole museum. Like, even when I land in front of a painting that I love and like an artist that I love, I'll spend maybe 5 minutes looking at it. and then I'm just like gone. I'd book it through the whole museum, just check out everything. I just love getting the influx of things, and maybe this is why I'm an animator now for this week. Maybe this is why I love time-based media. It's a lot of consumption, visual consumption. And we each have our own preferences and our ways of dealing with images, but when you encounter a video, the video is by nature asking you to perceive more of it than an image. It's giving you a duration. It's giving you a kind of rule set for how to interact with it. I'm really excited about both the formal and conceptual limits that being a video artist could give for a gallery viewer or someone who interacts with my work on social media. It has something that's slightly more relatable too. It gives me a lot of room to be really abstract in my manner of representing, because like I said before, as a Gestaltian principle, or a principle that's based on the missing pieces all being put together by our brain to create a symbol, it's really easy for me. Like, I can make 4 really abstract paintings, and when you put them all together, your mind wants to figure out what is moving, so it's going to identify it with maybe something like a hand or whatever else I might be representing. So I filmed the progress of each frame, and I showed how I registered each mark and how I kind of formatted each page so that they were exactly the same size. That's all that I cared about, was proportion. I knew looking at the image, I'm probably going to see it in the same place if I just line my hand up with the same keys on my keyboard. Most of these drawings are made like right here, which you can watch me do on my stream, which is here on the channel on YouTube and also on Twitch. I will always kind of have my keyboard, it's literally taped to my desk so that it doesn't move, because it's a really good reference. It's got a lot of little facets, little overlaps. It shows a lot about the perspective of my table. It's just such a great piece to have as a observational key. I've just been using this cheap mixed media paper that I could find online, and it's because I'm starting a new project and it's gonna be video, so like, why does it matter what quality surface I work on if I'm just sketching and figuring out what's going on? And I've been loving gouache, so gouache is rolling into some of these animations. You can see on Instagram one of my like kind of in progress gouache animations. But it's all the same process. It's the same thing that you're watching right now. Each frame is a brand new moment to observe, and I am registering them by just kind of noting where the edge of each object is, where the limit is, and kind of triangulating form. And then that's all I give myself. So it's kind of shifting. Like in the animation, you can see the hand moving and turning. And you know what's cool is that's an action that I never once acted. You know, it's not like a film. It's not like I videotaped my hand and that was it was because of the way I was drawing each frame, it turned into this like kind of really emotive turning gesture. Hopefully going to get to stream sometime tomorrow or this weekend, and maybe I'll see you there. I am eager to answer any questions about this process. I'm probably going to be animating my hand for a month or 2 now. This tends to be how I work. I just kind of roll in with a lot of intention when I start a new project and just do as much as possible and then share it with you. Please subscribe if you liked this video, and leave a thumbs up or a comment if you have any questions or thoughts. I'd love to hear it. Hopefully I'll see you soon. Have a great day.